Hi everyone, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel. I am coming at you with another book tag video today. I feel like all I ever do are book tags, but I really enjoy them, and I was tagged by Mel over at Curly Top Reads to do the DNF book tag. I will link their channel in the description box down below for you so you can go and check them out. Go and subscribe to them, they are amazing, I love their videos, and I'm very excited to do this book tag. So without further ado, we're just gonna jump straight into the questions. So question 1 is, do you DNF? And yes, I do. I am saying this to myself because if I don't, look, I am terrible at DNFing books. I'm one of those people that will try and power through a book regardless of whether I'm enjoying it or not, just so that I can finish it. And it's a really bad habit that I've fallen into because I have read a lot of books that I haven't enjoyed, that have put me in reading slumps. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be wasting my time on books I'm not enjoying. I have DNF'd a book this year. I DNF'd a book in January and I'm super happy that I did that because I honestly wasn't enjoying it. So I want to keep doing that throughout the year. If there's a book that I don't like, it's going, I'm sorry, we're going to move on from it. So yes, I do DNF. I am telling myself that I do because I need to. I need to stop forcing myself to read books I don't like. Question 2 is, if you DNF a book, does it count towards the number of books you've read for the month? No. I don't really include DNF'd books in my final count because my final count is for books that I have finished, that I have read from front to back, basically. I don't feel comfortable saying I've read a book if I only read like 50% of it. I know some people do, and that's fine if they want to do that, but for me personally, I have to have finished it to include it. But I do talk about books I have DNF'd in my videos because there is a reason why I DNF'd them, and I want to be honest. So no, but it is what it is, whatever. Question 3 is there a difference between DNFing a book or just putting it down for a bit? And honestly, yeah, because, you know, I think if you are DNFing a book, that means that you are absolutely never going to finish it. You really don't like it. You don't care for it. Whereas, you know, if you're just putting a book down for a little bit, it doesn't mean that you're not going to finish it. I've done this so many times where I have put a book down for a few months and then I've picked it back up. There are so many times actually where I've put a book down and I've just not read it for a few months, and then I go back to it and I start it again, and then I finish it and I actually realise, wow, this book was really good. Why did I stop reading it? So there is a difference. DNF just means that you are not ever going to finish it, in my opinion. Question 4 is, what popular book have you DNF'd? There aren't many popular books that I have DNF'd. I've liked the majority of them, but there is one book that I really remember because a lot of people were talking about it on Instagram that year, and that is An Anatomy of a Scandal by Sarah Vaughan. I hated this book with a passion and I DNF'd it at about the 50-page mark, I think. It might have been a little bit more than that, but I just couldn't get into the writing style. The writing style was so convoluted and it was just this constant internal monologue of this woman's thoughts that I just really didn't care for. I just wanted to get into the plot. It was supposed to be like a courtroom thriller type thing, and I hated it. And I remember so many people were like raving about this book and I just felt like the odd one out. I was like, wow, everyone loves this and here's me thinking it's like the worst thing I've ever read. So that's the only one that I can recall off the top of my head. I don't think there have been any others. I don't know. Question 5 is, what book do you wish you had DNF'd? And this is a very controversial answer, I know, but I'm going to say The Silent Patient. I don't get the hype with this book. I read it last year and I gave it 3 stars at the time, but the more I think about it, it's not worth the 3 stars. I didn't like it. It was really it was just such a letdown. Like, the way it doesn't help that the book was marketed in the way it was. You know, it was marketed as this really kind of like creepy, terrifying psychological thriller, almost kind of like verging on horror. That's what I thought it was going to be. And then when I actually read it and it turned out to be just your bog standard kind of thriller with a few twists and turns that were pretty predictable in it towards the end, I was massively disappointed. And the middle half of the book was just really dull, and I powered through because people were telling me that the ending and the twist at the end was so worth it, and honestly, it wasn't. So I do wish that I had DNF'd it, because I was just struggling through that book to get to the next one, to be honest, and I just feel like I wasted my time on that. I'm really sorry if you love that book, but it just wasn't for me. Question 6 is, do you ever attempt to reread a DNF, and if so, was this successful for you? So I remember a long time ago, back when I was a teenager, I tried to read Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and it just wasn't meshing with me, so I just stopped reading it. And then last December, I picked it up again, and it was the same story. I got 50 pages in, and I couldn't gel with it. And I do struggle with a lot of classics, and I think it's just because the language is so different, and I appreciate that, you know. I try, but it just wasn't for me. So yes, I did try, and no, it wasn't successful. But there are a few books on my shelf that I do want to try again, such as The Deathless Girls, which is up there, by Kieran Millward Hargraves. I read quite a lot of that, actually. I think I read like 80% of it last year. And I just wasn't in the best headspace, so I just didn't finish it because I wasn't enjoying it. But I do want to try and give it another go, so hopefully at some point this year I will pick that back up and finish it, and I will probably have a more clearer idea of if I do like it or not, or if it was just because I wasn't mentally okay. I don't know, we'll see how that goes. I will let you know. Question 7 is, what do you do with books you DNF? So I tend to give them away. I will give them to charity, or I will give them to people that I think will enjoy them, because even though I didn't particularly like it, I know there are people out there that will, and so I don't keep them unless there's something about the book that I really like the cover looks great on my shelf, something really materialistic and not important. But yeah, I generally just get rid of them because I'm not going to read them again. What's the point in keeping them if you didn't enjoy them? Question 8 is, do you choose more or less risky titles because of your stance on DNF? And that's quite an interesting question, actually, because I've never really thought about it. I just pick up what I want to pick up. My tastes in reading change all the time, and I like multiple different genres. I love thrillers, I love sci-fi, I love fantasy. You know, I read a whole bunch of different stuff, and so I just kind of pick up whatever I want. I don't know if the choices I make are risky or not. Sometimes there is a choice that I'm not 100% certain about, and it could go either way. I could either really like it or I could really hate it. But I think knowing that I can always just DNF a book if I'm not enjoying it helps, because it takes away the guilt of you not liking something. I don't know, like, we all feel, I think on Booktube, we all feel so much pressure to finish a book, and to say that we've read something, especially if it's a really popular book, when in reality, it honestly doesn't matter. So knowing that I can DNF something just takes away that pressure, and I just pick up whatever, and if I don't like it, then we just move on to the next one. So the last question is to tag 5 Booktube buddies, or however many people you want. So I will do that down in the description box below because I can't think off the top of my head. I'm terrible, I'm sorry. But that was the end of the questions. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and please don't hesitate to leave comments down below letting me know any of the answers to these questions and whether you agree with me or not. Please leave a cheeky thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos from me in the future. I don't know why I did that. And I will see you all in another video very soon. Bye guys.